Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and I just literally thought I didn't check on Zach. Didn't look like he was injured, but let's just take a real quick look together. I didn't land on the injury list, so I guess he's okay to play. So anyway, my apologies. We are back home to take on the Brewers. This is going to be a 4-game series. And then we will host the A's. And then by then we'll be into July, so we won't be far off of All-Star season. After today's game, sorry, I had news pop up. Didn't end up being anything important. Anyway, after today's game, we should have the next update of the National League All-Star voting. I expect that Tom will still lead catchers. He's actually been pretty hot as of late. He's done well. He's not hit any more home runs, but he's still been super effective. So he might still be on the list for third baseman. He was in third place. I don't remember behind who. Or whom, I guess maybe is the right word for that situation. But back to this game, we've got Jonathan on the mound, and he will start off against Tony Gwynn Jr., who will take strike one. Swings and misses for strike two. And a ground ball that is just foul down the first base line. Curveball gets another ground ball. Just foul on down the first base line. This one, it's really just hitting that area right between first base and the first base coach. Finally comes up empty, and that will be the first out of the game. Ronnie Cedeno to the plate. He's having a real rough start to the year. Looks a little better now. 221. It's not great, but it's respectable. 5 home runs. Currently has a 1-2 count. He will look at strike 3 on the inside corner. That'll bring Ryan Braun to the plate. He has had some success against us, hitting .314 on the year with 17 home runs. Has a 2-0 count in this at-bat. There's a called strike. Ooh, and Braun got a big hold of the deepest part of the park, and it's still no doubt. My goodness, 492 feet, his 18th of the year. Yeah, he just absolutely crushed that ball, and the Brewers take the first lead of the game. Ooh, boy. I'll remind everybody that wall out there runs from 418 to 424 or something like that, and he made it look like nothing. So that'll bring Bill Hall to the plate, and he will start off with a 2-0 count. His numbers aren't too bad either, though. He has not had the success against us that Ryan Braun has, and just exemplified. But Hall with a 3-1 count gets a ground ball to second. Kester handles that, and we will go to the bottom of the first. 1 hit, 1 run for the Brewers. Kester to lead things off, as we do have the regular lineup in. The Brewers look to have the same lineup in that we have seen all year. Barry Zito will be on the mound. Actually handled him pretty well the last time we saw him, but that's been a little bit now. First pitch to Kester, a slider for strike 1. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. Popped up, Van Hecken waiting on it right at the plate. I think he had to take maybe 1 step back. 1 away, Marvin to the plate now. He will bat right-handed. First pitch, a fastball on the outside corner. Curveball for strike 2. And Marvin with a base hit into center field. A one-out single will bring Chief to the plate. Being back into National League play, this is the first time he's played third in a little bit. Pops this one up right in front of the plate. Van Hecken again will make the play. One on with 2 outs for Terry as the rain starts to fall here. Grounds this one to third. Throw will go to first eventually. And boy, did Muto cut that close. I'm surprised we didn't get a replay. Squirrels with a hit but no runs, so the Brewers will carry a 1-0 lead to the second inning, where Nitro will lead things off. He has hit at least 1 home run against us, though I think we've generally kept him in check. His numbers, though, 307 with 16 home runs and I think, 30-some RBIs? Or, sorry, dyslexic moment, 53 RBI. That's a pretty good year. Strikes out in this at-bat, though, and that'll bring Mercado to the plate. He will look at a palm ball for strike 1. Fastball ground back to Jonathan. 2 away. And that'll bring Muto to the plate. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Muto with 10 homers, not too shabby. Don't really remember creating him as a big power guy, but maybe he had more pop than I remember. Has a 1-2 count at the moment. He will go down swinging. Ends the top of the second inning. Brewers still up 1-0. The Squirrels will start off with Frank in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch is called a strike. Pops this one up foul again. Van Hecken's already had a ton of putouts already. That's the 3rd or 4th one he's had already today. Tom to the plate then with 1 out and bases empty. That curveball bounces in. Line drive into right. That'll get down in front of Mercado. Another 1-out single. Bring Zach to the plate. He hurt himself yesterday sliding into a base. I don't remember if he was going back into it or advancing. I can't remember now. So I thought he might have to be out for a few games, but game says he's okay, and there he is with the base hit into center field. So apparently he can swing the bat just fine. That's actually going to be a double. Puts 2 runners into scoring position for Joey as we take another look at that swing. So things seem okay, at least in that first at-bat. Joey with 1 out and a chance for a couple RBI. Old ducks on the pond thing. First pitch is called a strike. Second pitch also called a strike. Called strike 3. Joey looks at 3 straight strikes. It's up to Jonathan, who's only hitting 74 on the year, but all of his hits have come as of late. Though he hasn't driven in any runs yet, maybe this is the time he changes that. Behind on that fastball, makes it 1-2. Hits this one, that's not going to get it done. Zito to first, and that will end the inning. So the Squirrels with a pretty big threat, but cannot cash anything in. Brewers leading 1-0, and they will start off with Van Hecken. Van Hecken's numbers also looking pretty respectable. You might remember last season, I don't remember how many home runs he hit, but it was a respectable number, but his average was barely above 200 and spent most of the year below 200, I think. So, hitting for a bit more average this year. This time, Jonathan gets a glove on it to slow it down for Joey, who will clean up the mess at first. So 1 out, Barry Zito to the plate. Looks at strike 1, hitting .237. That's pretty respectable for a pitcher. Has an 0-2 count. Ground ball that Kester will field. 2 away. Back to the top of the order. Tony Gwynn Jr. at the plate. He was one of 4 strikeout victims for Jonathan the first time through. First pitch called a strike. Second pitch also called a strike. Grounds this one right to Kester, and that will end the top of the third. Brewers still lead 1-0. Kester will lead things off for the Squirrels in the bottom half of the inning. Kester fouled out. Only one strikeout for Zito, the first time through the Squirrels' order. But I'm sure he doesn't mind as long as he can keep us off the board as he has so far. Little line drive towards short. Bill Hall grabs that, no problem. One away. Marvin did get a base hit in his first at-bat. Don't think he got past first base. Looks at strike one. Hits this one into center field, though it should stay up for Gwynn, and it does. 2 down. Chief popped out in front of the plate to Van Hecken in his first at-bat. So he didn't foul out, but might as well have. Has a 1-1 count in this at-bat. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. Line drive, will it stay fair? It will not, down the right field line. Still 1-2, 2 outs, base is empty. And Zito gets a swing and a miss on the changeup to end the third inning. We'll go into the fourth. The Brewers still ahead 1-0, and they will lead off with Ronnie Cedeno. Cedeno also struck out in his first at-bat. Looks at strike one here. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. One away. Ryan Braun has the lone Brewers hit. The upside for Milwaukee is it went about 500 feet. So he's also the only run of the game. Has a 1-1 count in this at-bat. Swings and misses at a palm ball to make it 1-2. Called strike three, a fastball on the inside corner. Braun doesn't like it, but we're going to move on to Bill Hall, who I do believe ground out in his first at-bat. Though I don't remember to who. Might have been Kester. I don't think he's the one that hit it back to Jonathan for Joey to pick up. In any case, in this at-bat, he's got a 1-2 count. Slider, and he swings and misses for strike three. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Brewers still leading 1-0. Terry will lead things off for the Squirrels in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch to Terry is down and away. That changeup looked low, but Zito gets the call. Swing and a miss, makes it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. One down, Frank to the plate. He fouled out in his first at-bat. That pitch down and out. It's supposed to be a slider. I'm not sure it broke very much. That pitch looked like it was going to be in the dirt, but Frank fouls it off. Hits this one through the left side of the infield. One on with one out. Tom at the plate. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Got all the way to third, but could not get one last hit to get him home. This one gets away, so Frank's going to move up to second base. Gives Tom a 1-1 count. Swings and misses at a fastball down low. And then swings and misses at a curveball for strike three. Zach hit a double in his last at-bat. If he can do that again, then this game will be even. Watches that first pitch stay too high. Second pitch outside. Should be a good pitch to hit here. Zach looks at strike one instead. Yeah, that fastball just misses outside. 3-1. Swing and miss at a changeup. We got a full count, 2 outs, runner on second. And we'll try it again after that foul ball. Zito from the stretch. Ground ball that Zito will field himself, and that will end the inning. Squirrels again with a bit of a threat, but can't score any runs. Milwaukee with a 1-0 lead, and they will start off with Nitro at the plate. He struck out at his first at-bat. First pitch here, called a strike. Ground ball that'll get through the middle for a leadoff single. Mercado to the plate. Ground out at his first at-bat. Looks at a palm ball for strike one. Looks at strike two. Swings and misses at a slider for the first out of the inning. Muto struck out at his first at-bat. And that pitch is too low. Swing and a miss will make it 1-1. Looks at strike two on the inside corner. Swing and a miss, strike three. 2 away, runner on first, Van Hecken, who also ground out at his first at-bat. Looks at strike one. Ground ball to get over Jonathan's head. Kester fields it instead, and that will end the top of the inning. Still 1-0 Brewers, although they now have a second hit. Joey will lead things off for the Squirrels in the bottom half of the inning. Joey looked at 3 straight strikes in his last at-bat. That pitch in this at-bat was outside, and then he finally swings but misses to make the count 1-1. Changeup misses inside. Line drive into right. Mercado, actually no, it gets over his head. I thought he was going to have a play, but instead it's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Joey has a leadoff double. I think they had Joey played shallow, and he just made them pay for it. That'll bring Jonathan to the plate. Actually ground out back to Zito in his first at-bat. Hits this one towards third. Muto makes the play. 1 down. Kester at the plate. Still a runner on second. And he shoots this one through the right side of the infield, but it's not going to score a run. Runners on the corners then for Marvin, who I do believe is 1 for 2. Looks at strike one. Line drive, that'll get into left field. That will score a run. Game now tied at 1. 2 runners on for Chief, only 1 out. The first pitch is called a strike. Another called strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It'll be up to Terry to try to get that go-ahead run with 2 outs. He will look at strike 1. This pitch misses, up and in. Bounces in, makes it 2-1. Just misses the third base bag, so 2-2 now with 2 outs. Will this stay fair? No, pulled that one too far down the right field line. And a pop-up at the plate, and what do you know, Van Hecken with another putout. We're still tied at 1, though. So, you know, still a positive inning for the Squirrels. Zito's going to lead things off for the Brewers. Jonathan starts things off with fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss for 0-2. Looks at strike 3 on the inside. 1 down, Tony Gwynn Jr. to the plate. He is 0 for 2, and that was strikeout number 10 for Jonathan on the day. Gwynn looks at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down, Ronnie Cedeno is struck out in both at-bats so far today. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the top of the 6th inning. We're still tied at 1. And Frank will come to the plate for the Squirrels. Frank is 1 for 2 today. Got a hit in his last at bat. Watches that curveball bounce in. And a swing and a miss to make it 1-1. Another curveball. Swings and misses at the changeup. And then smacks the line drive into right center. That's going to one-hop the wall, and Frank will cruise in with a leadoff double. Only question there was if it was going to be one big hop or a second short hop to the wall. It does look like it got there on the first hop. Zito wiping his brow now. He's got nobody out in the 6th with the runner in scoring position. Tom with a 2-0 count. That changeup is called a strike. Hits this one foul into the seats. 2-2. Ground ball. That's going to, well, actually, I think we had some miscommunication there with the Brewers. Frank probably could have taken third. It's going to go down as an infield hit. Zach with a line drive just foul down the left field line. Runners on first and second with nobody out. As that curveball bounces in. That pitch catches the outside corner. 1-2. Fouled back, still 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of the inning, but that will be it for Barry Zito. Bobby Say is going to come in here, and the Brewers, as they've done all year, are now going to switch the left side of their infield. Not sure why they don't just start them that way, but... All right, Joey 1 for 2, got a double in his last at-bat, hitting it over Mercado's head. He's behind on the opening fastball. Looks at the second fastball. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. That was pretty feeble. I probably shouldn't let Jonathan hit, but I'm going to. First pitch is questionable, but called a strike. Second pitch is too high. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. Ground ball, that'll get foul. Still 1-2. And the line drive towards short, Muto to first, and that will end the 6th inning. We'll go into the 7th, still tied at 1. Ryan Braun back to the plate. So because we didn't pinch hit, Jonathan's going to get another inning. Braun 1 for 2. He's crushed a homer and struck out. Looks at strike 1 here. This pitch is inside. That one outside. It's 2-1. Goes to the palm ball. Gets a swing and a miss. Ground ball. Joey should handle that. And he does. One away. Bill Hall 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. Jonathan will start him off with the fastball that Bill Hall promptly puts over the left field fence. Not near as a monster shot. Actually had to wait and make sure it got over. 374 is the official distance. His 11th home run of the year, and the Brewers take the 2-1 lead. Apparently left Jonathan in too long. Should have gone with the pinch hitter like I thought about. I don't even think that one actually made the seats in left field. It landed in that spot between the fence and the bleachers. So the Brewers with now a late lead. Nitro at the plate. Jonathan with one out. Gets Nitro to swing and miss at the first pitch. Swings and misses at the second pitch. And he will swing and miss at the third pitch. 2 away. Mercado, he's 0 for 2 today. Swings and misses at a slider, rather, I think. High fastball. Mercado does not chase it. Swing and a miss on the palm ball will make it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will bring us to the 7th inning stretch. Brewers lead 2-1. The Squirrels will start with Kester on the other side.
Now, please rise and join the singer.
All right, Kester 1 for 3 on the day. Say starts him off with a fastball that gets popped up to second. Cedeno with the catch. Marvin to the plate. He's 2 for 3. Still batting right-handed. It's still raining here, though it maybe seems a little lighter than it was before. There's a fastball right down the middle, and Marvin did not swing. Hits this one into left. That'll be a base hit near the line, and it'll roll all the way to the wall. Marvin in with a 1-out double. That will bring Chief to the plate, a chance to get this game tied again. Looks at strike 1. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Say. Though not out of the woods yet here. Terry at the plate. He is going to have to get a base hit to get Marvin in. Pops this one up. Will Gwynn get to it? He will. It's optimistic for just a moment, but did not work out. So the Brewers with a 2-1 lead as we go into the 8th, where Muto will lead things off. Though we will not have Jonathan keep pitching. We'll get Gonzalez into Terry's spot, which will bring Sweeney into the game.
Your attention, please. Now calling the pitch for Indianapolis. Number 76, Gonzalez.
Right, Muto is struck out in both at-bats so far today. Starts off with a swing and a miss at a splitter. Fouls away the cutter to make it 0-2. And swing and a miss at the changeup. One away. Van Hecken is ground out in both at-bats today. This one misses inside. Misses outside. This one's over the plate. It's 2-1. Splitter gets a swing and a miss. 2-2. Swing and a miss at the changeup for strike 3. Bobby Say is going to hit here. 2 outs, bases empty. I guess there's not a lot of harm in it. There's not a lot of insurance if you're the Brewers. Say with a 2-1 count. Hits a ground ball to short. Joey will get it over. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers still ahead 2-1. Frank will lead things off. Frank 2 for 3. Fouled out in his first at-bat. He's, I think, singled and doubled since. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One away. Tom also 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Strikeout in between. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one in the air. Mercado coming in a bit, and he will make the grab. A little more of a shoestring catch than I thought it would be. Zach 1 for 3. He's hit a double today. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Ground ball to third. Actually, Muto ends up fielding it. Either way, it's an out. We go into the 9th inning. The Brewers leading 2-1, and they are back to the top of their order. Tony Gwynn is struck out twice and ground out for 0 for 3. Looks at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down. Ronnie Cedeno is struck out in all 3 at-bats so far. Looks at ball 1. There's a called strike. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1-2. Into left field. Frank is waiting on it, and he makes the catch, but at least Cedeno made some contact. Ryan Braun 1 for 3, but that one was one hell of a shot. He's quickly down 0-2 here, though. Does not chase that splitter, 1-2. Does swing at that splitter and comes up empty. So the Squirrels down 1 as we go into the bottom of the 9th inning, and they will start off with Joey at the plate. You can see the Squirrels have comfortably out-hit the Brewers, 10-3, but 2 of those 3 hits have gone over the fence for the Brewers. So Aaron Heilman in here to try to close things out for the Brewers. Joey 1 for 2. Does have 1 for 3. Does have a double, but 2 of the strikeouts besides. Pops this one foul, but it should make the screen. That makes it an 0-2 count. Fouls another pitch away. Ground, well, more of a short hop than a ground ball, but either way, Cedeno fields it for the first out. Sweeney will get his first at-bat of the game here. Looks at strike 1. This pitch up and out. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. Shot into right field, and it will get down for a base hit, and Mercado has some trouble with it, but Sweeney stays at first. Kester 1 for 4 on the day. Tying run on base with 1 out. First pitch is called a strike. Then he's behind on a fastball to make it 0-2. Now he's showing bunt. Pulls it back, and it's just outside. That was a bit of a ballsy take. Up the middle, Heilman gets a glove on it. Muto almost made that into a double play by picking that up right on the base, but Kester just a hair too fast. Marvin's first at-bat left-handed. He was 3 for 4 on the right-hand side, I'm pretty sure. Grounds this one to third, and the Brewers hang on. That's the first loss in a while for the Squirrels. Your final score today, Milwaukee Brewers 2, Indianapolis Squirrels 1. Said Squirrels out-hit the Brewers, had plenty of chances to get more runs, but couldn't cash in those runs, and say 2 of those 3 Brewers hits went over the wall. So if you're only going to get 3 hits, that's a pretty good way to do it. We'll see if Hall or Braun is the player of the game today. Actually, Heilman and Hall will share those honors. So thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we've got the Brewers again tomorrow. We will see you then.